Hey guys, what's up? It's 8-Bit Eric, and there's a lot of interesting little, I guess, retro-like video games on the Nintendo Switch, and some of them are, reminiscent of some of the greatest games of all time, which is why Joe Jump caught my attention. When I first saw it, I instantly thought Adventure Island or Wonder Boy, because it's a endless runner, and you throw axes, and it kind of has a cute little stout character that has to avoid different objects. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and try this game out and see if it holds up like those previous titles I mentioned, and so, that's just what I do. So today's video, we are going to check out Joe Jump for the Nintendo Switch and find out, is it worth checking out or, ditching. So guys, if you're brand new, go ahead, feel free to throw a subscription, and let's begin today's video. So Joe Jump is an endless runner game. If you haven't played an endless runner, you probably have been living under a rock or in Iraq. An endless runner is a game where your character just automatically runs to one side of the screen, and there's endless pitfalls, obstacles, enemies, all sorts of different things that you have to avoid. Joe Jump, thankfully, has the ability to jump. I guess that's in the name of the character, Jump. Like Jumpman was Mario. Is this guy like Jumpman's son? I have no idea. Anyways, he's a weird looking, burly, bearded guy with two different hair colors, and he is on some kind of mission to get to the end of the levels, and you have the ability to use an axe, which is similar to what is on Adventure Island. The axe is used to cut down pieces of wood that are just randomly laid out throughout the levels. The levels, as I mentioned, feature pitfalls, different jumps, poisonous swamp waters, enemies, spikes, things like that. The usual, whatever you see in the forests and stuff. So the graphics, let's be honest, this game looks like it's something like out of a cheap mobile game. In fact, I think it might be a mobile port. I didn't even bother to look because, what's the point, to be completely honest. I'm just kidding. Yeah, the game does have a real mobile game type of feel. Matter of fact, it looks like it was designed mostly for tablet mode on the Nintendo Switch, and thankfully there is a docked mode because I hate playing anything that is tablet only. I do like to take my games on the go, but there are times when I just want to play a game on the dock. Joe Jump's perfect for short gaming burst of gameplay sessions because it's easy to pick up and play. You essentially just need to use two buttons the whole game, either the jump button or the axe button, which are used to basically play the game. You don't even need to use the control stick to move forward or backward, and that's with most endless runner games. So Joe Jump is basic in its presentation and its design, but I will say it is extremely difficult. It is probably one of the hardest games I've played to date on the Nintendo Switch because it's so easy to die. The timing, everything about this game screams trial and error. There's parts where I'm just dying over and over, and what's funny is it does keep a death count of how many times you have had to restart the game. I don't know, and thankfully there are checkpoints once in a while that you reach, but those feel far and few between. It feels like for every checkpoint you are going to have at least a good chunk of time where you have to start over from the previous one. And I guess I know the difficulty is a huge part of games like this, but it does seem like it is a little bit turned up to a certain degree. I'm not complaining that a game is difficult. It's just like, wowee, man. If you can't even control your character and you have to basically time your jumps right, it gets a little tiring. But needless to say, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys an example of how the game plays real quick. So let's go ahead, check out a little bit of gameplay. Okay guys, so this is Joe Jump. I've played a few of the stages, but trust me when I say this game is tough. I'm going to start with just the opening of the game. You're going to see how much I die. So the basic controls are jump and throw these little axes. It kind of reminds me of the original Wonder Boy, but you gotta kind of time your jumps. And if you hold the jump, you do like a short little like double jump kind of that helps you with these platforms. But you know, it's kind of hard to gauge, and there are checkpoints every so often. But man, I've literally have had hundreds of deaths just doing that. It's one of those endless runner games that definitely causes you to be like a FTG when it comes to playing this game over and over again. It does have a nice little cute look to it though, but do not let that deceive you. There we go. Look at that. Checkpoint! Alright, so now if I die, I start up from right there, see? But it does keep a tally of how many deaths you've had. So this is my 7th. There we go. Wow. I've actually made that look a lot more impressive. As you can see, it sucks when you clear a lot of the hardest obstacles and you gotta kind of make your way back. But that's the name of the game. Well, actually, the name of the game is Jump Joe, or Joe Jump. And I ain't talking Game Sack Joe, guys. There we go. Actually made that look a lot easier than what it really is. Jesus Christ, I remember this part. This part gave me a little bit of hell. There we go. Oh, see, just one little pixel. And you're fucked. There we go. Fuck me up the goat ass. Let's give it a couple more tries, guys. So I know the last thing you want to see is somebody just dying over and over and over. This is just such an addictive game, in my opinion, because you're just redoing. Oh my god, I blew it there. All right, here we go. One more. I got it right here. Here's the money shot. Nope. Alright guys, so y'all get the general idea. This is Jump Joe. Let's finish up with some closing thoughts. So Joe Jump, I've played better endless runners, to be quite honest. This one does hit the basic nail on the head. You know, all the spots of being an endless runner have been covered with Joe Jump. However, it's just missing something, and the difficulty is just a little too unfair. You know, I would have liked to see a little bit more variety in the level design, but you know, this is a budget title on the Nintendo Switch. I would have liked to see a little bit more in way of power-ups and stuff. Aside from the axe, you don't see any like health power-ups. You don't see any kind of like different weapon power-ups, any kind of things to give the advantage to you. You know, it's one-hit deaths, so that's why the difficulty is just so tough. You know, even Adventure Island had the ability to kind of like get power-ups and have multiple hits on your character before it was game over. So I would like to see a little bit more stuff, you know, a little bit more seasoning on that steak so I could sink the teeth into it. But you know, it is what it is. Thankfully, it is not too expensive of a title. This won't break the bank, so if this looks like something that you're willing to want to give a little look-see to, then by all means do it. There's plenty of other runners out there that you can go ahead and give yourself a look for. This one is just kind of like, I'm indifferent about it, so I can't give a recommendation on a Joe Jump. And guys, that's it for the review. Thanks a lot for watching, as always. If you're brand new to the channel, again, feel free to throw a subscription, and don't forget to comment and dislike on the way out. I will see you on the next video, guys. Have a great day. Peace out. Consider supporting 8-Bit Eric on Patreon for just $1 a month. Link below in the description.